A very big welcome to you to Real Women, Real Life. On today's program, we are having fun. We are at a golf day celebration for the company SMS iCan Coaching, who you already are familiar with. So big welcome to Snoekie, who is the CEO. Welcome to Real Women, Real Life once again.
Thank you, Tracy. It is good to be with you this afternoon, enjoying this celebration of SMS iCan at the golf estate. And this golf estate is so exclusive. It's Caribbean estate.
That's it.
And we used a Sandy Lane golf course.
Right.
Yes.
No, it's just been so much fun. We're going to be showing you some footage of it just now with all of the team playing a round of golf, us in our golf carts taking all the footage. It's really been so much fun. The sun has been shining. Everyone's been laughing, having it's a great time. It's truly been a celebration. So the whole purpose of this program is to highlight the fact of how effective and how significant coaching is in your life. And that is why we have Snoekie here. That is what your company is all about. Tell us, for the viewers who don't know you, Snoekie, what is iCan Success Coaching all about?
iCan Success Coaching is about bringing the best out of you, unleashing your potential through you can thrive, you can prosper, or I can unite you as a team. And it is important that you understand that coaching is not counseling. Coaching is about you coming up with goals, and I only assist you to achieve those goals. But I'm not going to be telling you how to do it, but through coaching, you will be able to achieve those goals. We'll break them down to simplify them, because in most cases people just say, I want to build a double story, but they don't know how to do it. The first step is to start with the foundation, then come with your bricks, and you'll finish off that house. So that's how coaching is like. Step by step.
Yes. No, yes. I can hear the laughs and the fun that all of the team is having outside, even while we're having this interview. It really is a sense of just absolute great excitement here today. So we're so glad that you can be part of it with us. Now, Snoekie, I think of a story that I remember as a child. I'm sure you may know the story. There's a train that needs to go up this hill. Yes. And as the train is going up the hill, he's really battling. It's a massive hill. It's a mountain to climb. And as this little train is going up the hill, what is he saying to himself? He's saying, I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. And the more he's going up, he's going, I think I can. I think I can. I know I can. I know I can. And when I look at you and I hear the way that you speak to the people around you, I always think of that little train. Because whenever you speak to someone, you say you can. That is like your catchphrase. And we're going to be hearing that throughout the interview today. Why is that such a significant thing for you to tell someone you can?
There's a saying that says, both men who say I can and I can't are both right. So I'm trying to eradicate this I cannot, that it is possible. And I have realize that success is determined by the quality of thinking.
Wow.
And that is why I always push people to say, you can.
Yes.
Because that defines who you are. That brings you to the quality of your thinking, that if you remain positive and if always you encourage yourself, you can.
Yes. And there are so many people, when they tackle a task, whether it is a school project, a work project, a marriage concern, that the first thought that will come into their mind is, I can't do this. Oh, I can't. And immediately, what happens to you when you say that? Or when you think it, when you think, I can't? Physically, you even feel tired and exhausted. So you're right, the quality of thinking. Now, as a coach, how do you change that? How do you turn the switch from somebody that's constantly saying or constantly thinking, I can't, to the switch change of you can?
I'm sure you listened to the people I mentored and the people I coached, that I use a simple approach. When you are difficult and you always or you constantly say, I can't, I find a way of providing you with either books or with a set of DVDs to listen. And from there, I will call you in and say, how did it go?
Yes.
And then we start our conversation.
Right.
And I will say to you, are you aware that there's nothing difficult? And I constantly use success is determined by the quality of your thinking.
Quality of your thinking.
And everything that you want to achieve is in the powerhouse. And the powerhouse is this, your
Right.
brain.
Yes.
And that is why it is important that when I start coaching people, I take them through the brain profiling.
Yes.
Like the first lady, Lorraine. We went through her brain profile, and with the quadrant, I said to her, what is interesting here is your quadrant. Do you know yourself? She said, no. And I said to her, look at your scores here. Being an analyst, being a strategist, a doer, and a counselor. You are not a doer. You scored very low. But look at being a strategist. You
Yes,
scored very high.
yes.
You need to look into this because this whole thing can actually make you to discover your purpose in life.
Right.
Yes.
So the brain profiling is really the key.
It is key.
That's the starting point. So you think to yourself, what is a brain profile? That sounds so neurological and only for doctors it sounds too clever, but it's actually not. And Snoekie can help you work your way through the brain profiling. Doesn't that sound phenomenal? Okay, so Snoekie, so in the rest of this program, we're going to be speaking to Lorraine. We're going to be speaking to another gentleman called Bongani, another gentleman called Swelo, to hear their stories of how Snoekie has coached them. But we're also going to have some fun. We're going to go do some golfing now. We're going to go enjoy it. Just before we get to that and before we show our viewers all about that, one final, just we've got a bit of time, one quick encouragement to our viewers. You tell them that they can. Tell them, encourage them.
You guys, you can stay committed, be encouraged, and tell yourself in what you do, you need to be passionate. Passion will direct you to think that I can in all you do.
You can. So as we get to this part of the program, before we cross over to show you some fun, it's going to show you some fun in the sun with the golfing and with all the team that's been here, we remind you that you can do anything that you put your hands to. Anything that you put your hands to will be a success because of, mainly actually because of who created you, because of the Lord, because of Him being in you. So thank you, Snoekie. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be back with you shortly after this quick little collage, showing you some fun in the sun, and we're going to come and show you personal stories and testimonies of some phenomenal people that Snoekie has coached. We'll be back with you shortly. We've already had so much fun here today at the golf course with Snoekie and iCan. Snoekie, we've been having a great load of fun. But now tell us, we have got a very special guest with us now. Introduce who this beautiful woman is to our viewers.
This beautiful woman is Lorraine Makwange. She is one of the people I am coaching.
Okay.
And I would like to say, my motto is I can, and Lorraine knows very well that.
Lord Lorraine, welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to Real Woman, Real Life. It's wonderful to have you here. And I'm sure that you can agree having a coach like this amazing woman is quite a privilege and an honor. When did you meet Snoekie, and when did your coaching begin?
It is an absolute honor to be coached by Miss Snoekie, Mama Snoekie as I call her. We spoke for the first time about 2 years ago.
Yes.
And I started to follow her on Twitter, and recently, I think this year, earlier, she followed me back, and I said, okay,
Wow.
that's a sign that we need to talk. So then I started to speak to her, and we've been coaching for about 3 months now.
Wonderful. Okay, so why did you feel that you needed to be coached? What was the reason you pursued the coaching avenue with Snoekie?
I constantly review where I am in my life, and I do want to reinvent myself. I always feel there's something more in me,
Yes.
and I want to learn about myself and what I can do more, because I feel that there's something that propels me to
Right.
do more for the country, and I need to associate myself with winners. That's how I started to Google her, and yes, and I think that she should be amazing to help me on my path to redefine myself.
Well, that's brilliant. Now, Snoekie, as a coach to Lorraine, what was the first thing that you noticed when you started the coaching process with Lorraine? What was like a standout point for you?
Lorraine is a very strong person, and I at times wondered, why did Lorraine come for coaching? But when she told me her story, I understood, because at times we have goals,
Yep.
but we don't know how to achieve those goals.
Right.
She's a very strong woman. She's a strong woman.
Yes. And I think that's an important thing to take note of, Lorraine, because often people that are strong don't think that they need help. So you are a strong person, but yet you identified that you needed help from another strong person.
Yes, absolutely. I think in my current employ, I just felt that I am doing all the things that I'm doing, but I feel that I need to do more. But also working with people, you need to also understand yourself. How can
Yes.
you be better used? So that's what the redefining is starting to come up
Okay.
for me, yes.
All right, so what has changed? Okay, I know it's only been 3 months, but for you, what has changed in these 3 months of being coached by Snoekie? What do you feel has developed in your life already?
I've really been able to know myself better through the brain profiling.
Right.
It has confirmed some of the things that I felt about myself, but that I needed someone to say, actually, through studies, it actually showed who you are. So I've been able to see that I'm more of a policy maker, a strategist,
Yes.
and I've started to make conversation with my supervisor to say, is it something that we can look into, and we are
Yes.
moving in that path. So
Wow.
we all have to identify our strength and to continue to be
Yes,
better, to do
yes.
better, yeah.
So that is just within a very short period of
Yes.
time, 3 months, Snoekie. And how much longer, how much more time would you like to actually spend coaching her?
We'll be spending 12 months.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
So you still got quite a journey to
Yes.
go.
Yes.
Still got quite a time. And so what do you feel is your objective that you ultimately want to reach through this coaching?
I think I would like to see, sometimes you find that people will tell you cannot be this, you cannot be
Yes.
there because of this and that reason. And I've always felt that I need to go into business, but people will tell me that you're more like a social person, you need to be in the public sector and all of that. So I'm hoping that what I feel inside will be proven right through
Yes.
her coaching, and so that I can be able to really be clear on my path.
Awesome.
Yeah, but it's a journey that
It is
I'm
a journey.
finding exciting. I'm sure I'll
Fantastic.
learn more from her.
Undoubtedly so. Well, thank you so much, Lorraine, for sharing that story. Absolutely beautiful woman. And Snoekie, I think to end off this segment with Lorraine, we can simply say, you can, girl.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can!
You can.
I
You
can.
can. Stay tuned. We're going to be introducing you to another amazing person that Snoekie has also been coaching. We'll see you soon. You know what I absolutely love is when you look at somebody that has just got a natural ability to do something that just flows out of them. It's not necessarily something that even has to be rehearsed. And
Yes.
that is what Snoekie has. Snoekie, we've got another person here that you have almost accidentally mentored over the years.
Yeah.
In a sense of he's watched you, he's learned from you, he's grown from you, he's paid attention to what you've had to say. Introduce your next amazing person to us.
This amazing young man is Bongani Mkhwebane. And I mentored Bongani. I sort of walked the journey with him. I took him as my son. He knew very well that I used to say, you are the son that I never had.
Aw.
Yes.
That is very special. Well, welcome, Bongani. Welcome to Real Women, Real Life. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
So, like we were speaking about, like I mentioned, Nana, it's the way that Snoekie mentored you and coached you was almost accidental in the sense of because you worked with her day to day, you learned and grew from her. How did that take place?
Look, I met her in 2005. I was still very young then, and it was sort of my first formal job, because before I was working as I was working in a bank, which was not related to what I wanted to do. And when I met her, she almost gave me that opportunity to do what I loved, which was in IT and being a business analyst. And I think over the years, because I never had any serious corporate background, in my interaction with her, you would realize that she's a person that wants somebody to do much better than what they are doing at a particular point. So she has always said, look, you need to be better than yesterday. You need to look at life differently.
Yes.
You know, she's always, I mean, in my period being employed, she has always encouraged staff to every one of us, even though on my side it was more personal, to say, live life the way you want it to the way you want your life to be, because if you don't, no one else will do it for you. And and there was always a tradition of daily having to have words of motivation for each other as employees, and always she had always given words of motivation to me, and always being willing to listen. So I would go to her office and I tell her, this is my challenge, this is how I think I'm going to sort it out. She will always bring up the best of outcomes. And I think even today, having had taken an entrepreneurship route, most of the skills that I've learned, most of the ethics of doing business that I've learned, the drive of being in business really comes from her, because I spent 9 years directly working with her, and there's no other place where I can say I got to understand how a business should run, except having had to be mentored by her over time. Yeah.
You know, Snoekie, something I love that what he said now, what you said, Bongani, is that basically Snoekie identified something in you, and she didn't just stump it, she actually forced growth. And that is what a coach does, not so. One of the jobs of a coach is to bring that growth out of a person.
To unleash the potential.
That's it, to unleash the potential, and that's what you did in Bongani's life. Bongani, just encourage our viewers, those that might be thinking coaching is not for them, that they don't need a mentor, they don't need a coach. Why should they be coached by someone like Snoekie? What is the reason for it? How can it help them?
I think coaching is important because in life, if you do not have someone to take you by the hand and also coach you and give you information about the life that you ought to live, or help you to navigate life, it becomes very difficult. Yes. Because you almost, every one of us has a blind side. So we will always have that blind spot. Yes. And you need someone to always give you an idea, to say, look at this way, look at it this way. And there's a saying that no man is an island. So meaning if you want to be successful, you pay more attention to to the journey of your success. And paying more attention to the journey of your success means that you've got to have people around you who are going to help you to get there. Yeah.
Well, there we go. You've heard it from Bongani. Incredible stories, beautiful stories of mentorship. And how do we end it by telling Bongani? What do we say to him, Snoekie?
You can.
You can, Bongani. Continue doing it. Continue doing it. We've got one more person that we want to introduce you before we end this program. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back now. Snoekie, this has really been an incredible program to hear the stories of the people that you've mentored and coached, listening to how they've grown, developed, and just becoming almost, as you said, unleashing that potential within them. Now we've got one more person to end this program with. Introduce this final person to us.
This young man is Snoekie Mabena-Saleh. He's one of the people I have mentored in this journey of life.
Wow. I like what you said, the journey of life. What I love about Snoekie, if I can just put that right here, is that for you, it's not just about a once-off thing. You actually want to journey with people.
Definitely.
And that is a high calling. You don't easily find that, because don't you find in today's day and age, people are so often just in and out of your life, in and out of your life, in and out of your life. But Snoekie, from what I've picked up about you, is that you are there for the long run. You are there for commitment. You are there to see these people grow and develop and, in a sense, nurture them into the fullness of who they are. So let's introduce this incredible young man. Welcome to Real Women, Real Life.
Thank you.
Just hear that radio voice. Say it again. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I tease him. I always say he's got this real awesome radio voice. If you need a voiceover artist, you know who to call. Okay, so Snoekie has been coaching you, mentoring you for quite a few years now. Tell us about your journey with her.
Well, I started at SMAP in 2011. Obviously, I came from an environment of aviation, and personally, I was struggling a lot with a lot of personal issues in terms of patience and also making very irrational decisions, quick. I'm one of those people that want to see things happen overnight. So I used to rush into a lot of things, and that involved making very crucial decisions. And yes, I would make some decisions that actually, when I go back, I think, you know what, shouldn't have done that. But unfortunately, you find that it's too late. So she sat me down, in a very nice, easy environment. And she first gave me a book. That was the first test. And okay, like a book. I read the book. I read it very quickly, and I think I didn't get the message. Because I read it very quickly and wanting to read it and give it back, because I didn't want to lose it. That was my biggest fear, not really wanting to learn anything out of it. But unfortunately, with reading, you might not be reading to understand at the time. It does stay in your mind. And the next time I had to make a decision again, it started coming back. I started remembering stuff in that book that when you make this decision, think about the people it's going to affect, what it's going to cost, how you're gonna look back after making that decision. Will you be proud? Will you be worried? Would you think I could have done it differently? So pause for a few seconds, and you might go through those 5 questions on your own. And I started doing that, and it started really changing. And I started realizing that it also changed in my marriage. Wow. Because I was in a new marriage. I'm a divorcee, so this was my second marriage, and I was really concerned about not making the first mistakes that I made. And I started applying the same principles in my marriage. And you know what? Today I've got a 13-month-old daughter. I love her to bits. And it wouldn't have been possible if I didn't put some of those into my marriage. So I took it further. I also looked at how maybe I was running the department. I'm in charge of the training department at SMAP. And I realized that I also used to shoot myself in the foot by worrying about, the market. I would say, you know what, come September, the business is down, So negatively, I'm planting the negative seed into the business. And she, once again, gave me a set of videos, audio sets. And I started listening to them, and I really enjoyed them. It was about the secret. And I learned so many things, that whatever you want in life, you attract it. Whatever it is that you want to achieve, you attract it. So I stayed positive, and I said, no, next year, we're going to have students, whatever happened. Yes. Next year, we're going to have students throughout the year. Yes. And, today we're sitting here, we've grown by 47% from that example. Excellent. So her coaching was very casual. It was not like, as a boss, say, you will do this. It was, in life, you need to look at life holistically. that today what you do can impact people tomorrow. Do you want to look back tomorrow and say, this is the product that Tswelopele has left and be proud? Or you want to look at the product and say, ish, but Tswelopele, if you had done this different. So that lesson taught me a lot. And lastly, you know, I embarked on another big project just from the motivation of always striving for excellence. Because she's big on live the good life, you know, go after great things.
Yes.
And I started a huge building project with my wife. And, you know, today we are moving into our house in the next month.
Congratulations.
And it has not been easy. It's been very hard. It's been one of those projects where sometimes there's no money and the guys need to be paid. But I never lost hope to say, I will move into that house. So I went to the motto that she always said, see yourself living the life. See yourself in the house. See yourself living the dream.
Yes.
And I wake up every day thinking I'm actually waking up in my new house. And that's how I stay positive and I keep going, irrespective of whether today there is no money to continue with another project, but I just stay positive like that. So I think indeed the slogan, I can, it's very true, but it starts with you. You gotta know that this is what I want and how bad do you want it. If you want it bad enough, you can. So I can.
You know, it makes me think of that scripture that we find in the Word that says, I can do all things. I can do all things.
Him.
And through Him who strengthens us. And every person that we've spoken to today, it comes through over and over again that they can, Snoekie. Snoekie, if our viewers want to get hold of you, what do they do? Give us your website address quickly.
It's www.smap.icancoaching.co.za.
And what we'll also do is we'll put up all of our information on our Facebook site and our website. You'll be able to get all the information. I know that this whole program has stirred something on the inside of you to say, I also want to be coached. I also want to have a story like Bongani and Lorraine and Swelo that you can say, this is where I was, this is where I want to go, but I need help. I need Snoekie to help me. I need someone like Snoekie that can hold my hand on this journey. And I know that this can make a huge difference in your life. So get hold of her, go onto all of the information is on our contact pages. Let us know if you want more information, we'll get it to you. Thank you so much for joining us, Snoekie. Thank you for being part of Real Women, Real Life again. It's always a pleasure to have you on the program.
You can.
And remember,
I
you can. And together to our viewers, let's tell them all together, 1, 2, 3, you can. You can do anything that you put your heart and your mind to. Thank you so much for joining us. Till next week, same time, different place. I'll see you then.